Unlike OOP languages like C++, Java compiles to bytecode rather than machine code.
Bytecode must run through an intermediate virtual machine which translates it into executable instructions on each platform.
Java, like C++, is a compiled language, but there are some subtle differences. Java runs through a virtual machine, and so when you compile a program in Java, you're not converting it to machine code, you're converting it to bytecode. The bytecode then runs in the virtual machine.
What exactly is the Java virtual machine?
And the virtual machine is sort of a translator or a middleman to the operating system.
How does Java compare to other OOP languages like C++?
Because of this, there are both advantages and disadvantages if you were to compare Java to, say, C++. C++ would compile to machine code and produce much more efficient and faster programs. The downside of it is, though, in C++, were you going to write programs for different platforms, you would have to change or modify the source code in those programs for lots of things such as file access and I/O operations and other things that would differ from operating system or platform to platform.
Java is platform independent.
This key advantage of the Java programming language, planned for since its inception, is known as platform independence. What do we mean when we say Java is platform independent?
Platform independent?
Basically, we're saying the same code can run on multiple platforms without having to be altered. Sort of a fire and forget or a one-size-fits-all.
Case in point.
Okay, some open source Java code. This is a truly platform independent language, and just to show you, here's the same code running on 4 different platforms. So in Microsoft Windows 7, and also the same goes for Windows XP and Vista. Let's look at a BlackJack game that I wrote in Java. And right now it's loading up. This is Internet Explorer 8 and Windows 7 Ultimate. And a little volume there. Okay.
Welcome to Casino Angelique.
And I'll put my name in. And click on start. And
what amount will you wager?
Throw 50 into the
Do you
pot.
want a hit, or will you stay?
And I'll take a hit.
Well, practically amazing. You nailed it with a perfect 21.
And I'll quit while I'm behind, but you can see how the game looks and how it works. And the source code is here. And even though I'm going to show this game to you running on all of these different platforms, the source code is the same for this simple card game. Now, if this were C or C++, I would have to, make some significant changes to the code depending on the platform, the operating system that I would be running it on, and any I/O processes that I had, or file access, or other things like that. And I'm going to log into Linux Ubuntu. And this is an older version, Feisty Fun, one of my favorite. And we'll look at a Java virtual machine running the exact same code on a completely different platform. We looked at it in Windows 7. We looked at it in Mac Leopard, and now we'll look at it in Linux Ubuntu. And I'm just going to go. Let's open up Firefox, and let me go find the applet there. And we'll load it up. And let me put this down, and let's go ahead and play through a round here.
Welcome to Casino Angelique.
And I'll put my name in there. This is just showing some vector graphics, and click start, and you might want to bet by clicking bet.
What amount will you wager?
And I'll put a half into the pot.
Do you want to fit, or will you stay?
17. I'll go by house rules.
I
That's a stay.
busted. It appears you have gained the upper hand this round.
Okay. But again, that's just the same code running in a different virtual machine. Okay, now we're on a Mac using Leopard, and let me go to Safari, and let's look at, again, the same source code running in another virtual machine, this time on a Mac, which is something close to Linux and FreeBSD. But, okay, BlackJack Angelique, and there's the help, and okay, and start, and then about 45 here, and probably hit. Okay, and that run is complete. This is the BlackJack game on the Nokia N900 cell phone. So it's running on my cell phone inside of its virtual machine. Now let me log in with the Remote X server so you can get a better view, because that's kind of blurry right there. But you can see that the same source code runs on Windows 7 or XP or Vista or Linux Ubuntu or Fedora, or in this case Memo or Migo on a cell phone. And I'm just loading up a virtual machine through the web browser Iceweasel, and it'll load up the BlackJack applet. Okay, and you can see that pretty much the interface is the same there, although it was designed for a PC, so it's not optimized for a cell phone. I could further optimize this as a midlet. Now that would involve changing some of the source code, but that would, I'd make the interface smaller to fit a cell phone, and that would also give it a reduced set of features, but something that would be more, more lightweight for running on an embedded device or a cell phone. But still, this is the exact same source code that runs in Windows 7 on a web page, or on a Mac, or on in Linux, Ubuntu, or Fedora. And as you can see here, I'm going to input, there's a player's name. As you can hardly hear the volume here coming out of the cell phone, and there are the cards, and a picture of Angelina, and it pretty much does the same thing that the web version does. And start to continue. So as we have just seen, Java truly is platform independent. It was one of the first languages to innovate and develop a virtual machine, and by its use, one set of source code, one program, one application by one developer can be deployed across multiple platforms, each of them having their own virtual machine. One size fits all. This reduces the cost of development and makes it easier to deploy things when the platform is uncertain. While Java may not be as powerful or as efficient at managing memory like languages such as C++, it has its own niche in programming languages, and that is platform independence.